experiencing the oneness with a higher space, and understand, cognize, and have the intelligence to understand that we are conscious beings. We are not deluded, just human beings. Bhagavan has initiated us into experience the consciousness. So holding that as the very core, conscious sovereignty as our priority, not just a purpose, but our priority in life to experience the ultimate as our intelligence, as our reality. Bhagavan beautifully gives us aiming and fixing the self on Shakti, having the stability to hold the oneness space as our reality, which is inside us, not outside us. And understanding, having the jnana, the vairagya and jnana, that intelligence, that everything that happens is a projection of what I am inside. If I hold Paramashiva, which is the very core, very existence of me, I can manifest and demand and command my life how I want. With all the intelligence, I become the intelligence. And simply download, simply heal, simply manifest whatever I want. They were acquiring so much of wealth. The Brihadeeshwara temple, one of the largest temple in India, it was covered with gold, completely, tons of gold. Not just 1 ton or 2 ton, hundreds of tons of gold. It was covered. It is not possible to dig some mine and get the gold and manifest the gold. It was just manifested. Even now after centuries, it is clearly seen that still gold are being taken from the temples, and we are seeing all the golden temple that is happening. Even Vellore temple, the Amma just rolling a coconut. That's all he performs as power manifestation. But the inner space, he has matured into the ultimate oneness space, which has formed as a Vellore golden temple in South India. Now, recently, just 50 years back, he constructed the golden temple. A school teacher who was going in a cycle. How are these things possible? What happens to them? That is what Bhagavan is teaching each one of us, to give some time and effort to what is conscious sovereignty. If we understand the greater science and we are intelligent to grasp the higher intelligence as our reality, we can also manifest, because it's thousands and millions of them have built all these temples and still manifesting all these great signs. So why not me? And each one of us can manifest. That is what Bhagavan gives us, the ultimate reality. Now he gives the first step, aiming and fixing the self on Shakti. Tyaga Raja, somebody asked Tyaga Raja, even if I say, Lord, will I become enlightened? For that he replied, 96 crore times I chanted the Rama Nama, which became myself, and from that enlightened space I sang all these great songs. And beautifully, all the Tyagaraja Kirtane was formed from that space of nothingness, thoughtlessness, and Paramashiva. The greatest achievement is only from the space of inner space, where you become the conscious sovereignty and become the reality, and not have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred. When Buddha was born, there were dozens of people astrologer trying to see who he will become. They all predicted him to become a king or a sadhu, the greatest sadhu. But one of them said he will become the sadhu only. The astrologer, they said very clearly, once he decides as sadhu, he will be the greatest sadhu. And they went and told their kids from the birth that they will be a great sadhu that you guys can follow. And they were brought up into that context. And all these of 12 people who predicted, 6 of them went when Buddha left everything in his palace and went and sat. But 6 years, nothing happened. Nothing. He did all the greatest things of Kriya and pranayama, yoga, everything intensely, but nothing happened. So these 6 sadhus left him, and they said nothing is happening. But Buddha did not give up. He still said, till my body evaporates, I am going to hold that. That is what the will persistence, that is fixing, aiming and fixing the self on Shakti. uniting in oneness. When he said those words, let my body melt, I am going to be here forever, only holding this, my cognition. When he had the clarity in his cognition, it can be even in outer world. If you have the clarity, you will have a breakthrough into the next conscious level. But he had the utmost clarity into the utmost space of oneness, and he became the Buddha we know. And the supreme power, the oneness, he became the oneness with the supreme power, the embodiment of that which is cognized and willed. Now Buddha has cognized and willed. The Jnana Vairagya has simply become bolted. Then the Bhakti flowers into the quantum space. This is Jnana Vairagya Bhakti that Bhagavan is beautifully giving us again and again to understand conscious sovereignty. For the breath dimension, Apta Pramana, Vishwakarma, what is the greatest artist, and he created all kinds of things, even the formation of Mahabharata war, or he created all the weapons, or he created all the beautiful um, temples and architecture, everything. The flying Vimana was the specialist. So he created the Vimana for Ravana, is the clearly shown in the Valmiki Ramayana, Sarga 127, verse 29-30. Beautifully, all this great ascent, Yuddha Khanda, it is given how these Vimana are made. And even now, in all the temples in the underground, the Vimanas are all present. And we just need the science to download what Bhagavan is giving us to raise ourselves as consciously and start driving all these Vimana in a physical reality. And that is what Bhagavan says, after 2030, I will be flying all these greatest things and all the siddhas will come down. We have a great future to experience all this reality. Atma Pramana, Bhagavan himself beautifully explains the greatest science.
In Arunachaleshwara temple, in the shrine, Sannidhi of Devi Unnamulayamman, I was standing in one corner. Suddenly I saw the cosmic geometrical representation. That time I did not know the word, only now, later on I came to know it is Sri Yantra in the golden, shining, absolute energy light form. And then Devi appeared in this very form. She is gracing now with Lakshmi and Saraswati. When I had darshan, I saw only Devi, Bhuvaneshwari. Here she is gracing with Lakshmi and Saraswati. There, when I had darshan, I saw her only this form, the Angushan, Pashan, Abhayan, Varada. It's just too much. Too much. Slowly, that very geometry and that form both disappeared into my inner space. Then I went back to home, carved the deity as I experienced in the stone, carved the Devi the same way I saw in stone, and carved that Sri Chakra the same way I saw in copper plate. This happened. You can see the yantra I carved after the darshan at the age of 10. And this is the deity of the Devi. This is the deity of the Devi I carved at the age of 10. Actually, this happened during Navaratri time only. I do not know whether it happened exactly on the 4th day, 5th day and all that, but during the Navaratri time, let me enter into the...
So amazing.
Beautifully, we can see how the carving of the yantra simply happened. Now you can see the balasans doing the third eye blindfold and manifesting the powers. All these great signs is for everyone to experience the higher reality.
I got to learn in Gurukul.
She was initiated, actually, by a guru, but we'll talk more about that later. She demonstrated her impressive ability on Capitol Hill, and then again at this Vedic temple in Southern California.
All I can say is be prepared to be amazed.
American business.
She plays with toys, letting an audience member mix one set before matching up the colors as though her eyes were wide open.
First the green, then the orange, then the blue, then the blue, then the yellow, then the like a donut.
Wonderful.
Even onlooker at a game of tic-tac-toe.
X. I won.
Yay!
You can see how these great truth has become reality in the children. And it is possible for each one of us, simply blindfolded many fold, and they are able to do it. And this is a science. It's a science that everybody can experience the oneness and manifest as powers. That is why all the balasans, we had a world record of all the balasans, 108, and actually more than 108 of them at the same time, demonstrating the third eye power to the professionals of the world record and showcasing to the world. All this is possible for each one of us. Each one of us are gods and goddesses. If you're here listening to that, be very clear, you're the chosen one for the power manifestation session, and you will manifest all the powers. The only thing that we need to understand is drop the self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred. It is nothing to do with us as humans. We are born as superconscious being. We download. The first thing we do is manifest the power of breathing. Who teaches us? Where we go to the school, we have to do that. Everything, naturally, we know how the baby starts sucking and how the baby starts looking and walking and talking. Everything is a mirror neuron which happens in our system, even science. Same way Bhagavan is vibrating in the quantum and he is initiating us to vibrate in the quantum. If we drop the incompletion in us and start looking in and follow the steps Bhagavan is giving, simply we will also vibrate in the higher frequency. When our frequency match the universal frequency, we manifest powers. And that happens when you raise your frequency without the disturbance of the outer world. Now let's apply the Jnananjan in the Kantamala, in your third eye and your temples. And switch on the video camera so you can see how you're going to experience this. So you have a partner, they can draw simple diagrams. If you don't have a partner, you can take any beautiful magazine which has lots of pictures. And you can choose a page and decide to draw what is inside the page. If somebody is there, they can draw some pictures for you, and without opening or looking at the drawing, you are going to draw the picture. And drawing and matching the diagram, exactly the colors, the pictures, whatever is there. If you don't have crayons, don't worry. Write the colors. I'm putting the shade red here. I'm putting the shade blue here. So if it matches perfectly, you have manifested the power. Simple, very simple. Just download through third eye and match it with whatever is there in the magazine. And if you got some of the colors correct or some of the pictures correct, pictures somehow everybody loves. The breath dimension is a flow of life. The music, the art, the instruments, and the balasans used to play all the instruments just by hearing once. We were shocked how a person can play flute and veena at just the first shot. But they were extraordinary playing all these instruments, and repeatedly that they demonstrated on the stage the tawil just by learning on just one day. And the person who taught him was an expert. He said, I did 25 years of tapas to learn the science, how your balasans are downloading. Whether it is Mallakamba sir or a music sir in balasans, they just get blown away. If you're a teacher of Balasans, you'll know how you experience that truth. Now, let's sit straight with the head, neck, and spine in a straight line. So, let us experience, each one of us sitting as gods and goddesses, Parashakti, Paramashiva, with 25 heads, so much of awareness, and with 75 eyes and 50 hands. You can draw such a beautiful in detail picture. Absolute unclutching from this mirage world, which is not the way we perceive. It is only a perception. It is not in real. The real that is there is Ganga and Himalayas, but all others are our perception, how we are perceiving in our own reality. The existential reality is not the same way. Like for the dream, you have the dream, you go through the dream, you are experiencing something with somebody, but when you wake up, the somebody is there, but the way you experienced with that person in the dream is not there. So what happens to that cognition, that relationship, that thing? It is just shallow, but you actually have such a deeper and more clearer relationship with that person. So all these dreams, what we are experiencing right now is also a dream, whatever we are experiencing in the outer world. Then how do we experience the higher reality? That is what Bhagavan gives us science. Absolute unclutching from your thought. No thoughts allowed. How in the dream or deep sleep? You don't put one foot in the thought and one foot, you don't watch your gadget and also sleep. You drop the gadget, then go to sleep. Same way, drop your gadgets, drop the thought, and go into the Paramashiva space, melting in Paramashiva. As you chant, the bhakti should overflow in gratitude, in oneness. Then the bhakti becomes a reality. Understanding that Paramashiva is quantum, understanding Paramashiva is ultimate, understanding Paramashiva is a self-effulgent light. God has come as Guru for each one of us to manifest, and He is sitting more than us, waiting to see who is manifesting. So we experiencing that oneness with Paramashiva and intensely chanting the Mahavakya, entangling with Bhagavan, every gesture of Him, every movement of Him, every smile of Him, just enjoying that chanting, enjoying your own chanting and being in alive, aware. A thought comes, again drop it. If you're sitting with Bhagavan right now, how would you feel? Just hold that powerful space. And if you're called by the president of the country and you're sitting with him, how would you feel? Hold that. Become intense, become in oneness, and melt in the presence of him. And whatever he shows, let him show. You draw and you think, oh, this is some problem I had in the morning, I'm drawing that. Yes, draw that. Even that will bring a solution. These are not just a child game. These are something which manifest in you, the breath dimension, clearing all the incompletions in you and bringing so much of auspiciousness, sensitivity, creativity, and discoveries and inventions happen in this dimension. When you start manifesting these dimensions, not just you're going to have some diagram drawn, but something phenomenal just occurs to you during these times. So all of us sitting and doing the Mahavakya, melting in presence of Bhagavan, simply we will manifest the higher reality, auspiciousness beyond the pain, healing so much that can happen inside us. Bhagavan beautifully says, a person who's caught in length dimension hurts himself and others. Person is in breath dimensions, heals himself and others. So let's get into the breath dimension and chant the Mahavakya, intensely chant with the deep oneness. And whatever Bhagavan shows, please note it down and we'll verify at the end of the session. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. Whatever prasada you have received, whatever drawing that Bhagavan has shown and you have drawn, such accuracy matching of everything suddenly just manifest in you when you are in oneness with Paramashiva. Everybody says only when they don't really be thinking and just enjoying the whole space, they manifest powers. So just in the oneness space, whatever you experience, start just downloading whatever Paramashiva shows, and you'll be shocked to get the exact picture. It is not guessing, it is not something you are doing. It is Paramashiva in you who's showing that he is sitting there right now experiencing the oneness with you, and he is more there than you. That is the reality. Paramashiva in us is more than what we are. Bhagavan says, what we understand is 0.00001 and what he is 99.999. But we think 0.001 is what we know better than him. But he is the one who is manifesting each one of the thought, even for us to understand. Without him, it is dead body, it is just matter. With every bit, every cell filled with him is what is you are manifesting right now, even your life. Otherwise, we are not even experiencing this. That gratitude, that oneness we understand. That is what Bhagavan says, Brahmanya Bahuputratam. Each one of us is favorite inheritance of the cosmos. It's like you are become suddenly you are begging and you are suddenly $1 trillion dad's kid. What would you feel? What would you experience? That is exactly his power manifestation. In deep gratitude, that overflowing gratitude just starts happening as reality. That is power manifestation. The essence just overflow in each of us. Now we'll have one more cycle. If you have already manifested, please share in the chat that whatever you experienced as oneness and the diagram that you drew, you can share at the end of the session in social media. You can just share it in the chat right now. And we'll have one more cycle, Entangling with Bhagavan, and you can choose some other books, or you can ask the partner to give you some other picture, and simply entangle by deeply chanting the Mahavakya, intensely chanting from your navel and vibrating with that, and the vibration raises to the cosmic vibration, you becoming one with Paramashiva and manifesting all the reality. Let's start chanting intensely the Mahavakya. You can hold any Ishta Devata inside you and melt into him. The chanting is so powerful that it will simply take us into the ultimate. Valmiki was born from chanting Mara, not even Rama. And that is the power when the Guru initiates into the higher sphere. This becomes reality. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya and experience the oneness and draw whatever is shown by Paramashiva for the breath dimension.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. Please open your eyes. Whatever Devi has shown, please verify it authentically and please share all this great powerful cognition and power manifestation in tinyurl.com/power manifestation. Again and again, why do we have to share? Only when we share to the world, we open our mouth and tell, I am Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva for sure. Otherwise, we are still shy about it and incomplete about it, or we are not true what we are just a hypocrite of ourselves. But when we tell, hey, I manifested today, I just experienced Paramashiva, and this is what Paramashiva showed me, and this is the powerful cognition which shifted me to complete with all the incompletion. When you share, that powerful cognition becomes your reality. Again and again, when you share to the world, you understand that world is just a mirage and it is not true the way you perceive it, and simply it will rumble down and become Paramashiva for you. Again and again, when you experience the oneness with Paramashiva, you have the ultimate reality. Now, if you see the $ on the YouTube chat, you can offer your contribution to Kailasha. Bhagavan is showering so much for each one of us to manifest the highest reality. All we can do is contribute 1 unit of our currency. What does it help? Each time you contribute, you become Kailasha inside you. Like, for example, you take a coffee brand. Each time you buy the same coffee brand, that is the brand you like the most. You vote for it. You are cognizing it. Same way, how you experience the oneness with Paramashiva, you again drop a coin every time, even it is small, 1 unit of your currency. You start experiencing something phenomenal inside you. You become that Paramashiva. Simple things in our life really shifts us to a higher reality. And Bhagavan has given the greatest gift for all of us to experience the oneness. Let's have the simple integrity, simple obedience to share, and more like others sharing in Kailash Kotiyar Manifesting Power page. So many tons of them have shared. You can go and check, and you can also share. And thanking each one of you participating in the Kailash Kotiyar Manifesting Power session. And thank Bhagavan with a deep gratitude, surrendering your powerful cognition and power manifestation with a deep earning and gratitude, holding that space. I am Paramashiva, becoming our existential reality, and thanking Bhagavan. With that deep gratitude, let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. See you after the next satsang and next darshan in the Kailash Kotiyar Manifesting Power session. 6 p.m. you have in Kailasha. You can log in the Zoom. We have the Kailash Kotiyar. You can participate in that. Thank you.